Hello, this is Daniel Kosman speaking. I would like to talk about business planning with K-Vallo. What's business planning about? It's basically about providing purchasing prices to a future period. When we do this, normally the starting point is the actual price set. So what we do is we first copy the prices which we have actually, and we take it from there. Let's have a look how it looks at K-Vallo. We have a set of prices which we call the price plan, and we have it for actual 2014, and that's what I'm going to show to you here. So those are the prices which we have in the system for our sample company, which is a baby foods and care company, and every material item has a price. And the time bucket for prices is a quarter, so every material item has 4 prices in the respective currency it is sourced. And of course it has a price unit and the supplier and the destination factory of the buyer is mentioned. So when we do this, we take a copy of the actual 2014 and our plan, which we are planning, we call update for 2015. So we're making a copy of this price plan. To evaluate all the things and all the assumptions we are taking into the plan, we also have a volume plan. So we look at the volume plan for 2014, and here you go, exactly the same items, but this time it's not the price, it's the volume in the respective base unit of measurement. Most of them are packaging because K-Vallo is focusing on packaging but it also works for ingredients. Here we have 2 ingredients just as a sample. It's sugar and tegobetain, and those have different base unit of measurements. So what we do is we make a copy of 2014 to the new plan 2015 update 2, and we're going to use a special report we have prepared to evaluate the effect of all our assumptions we're taking. So let's make an evaluation, and what you see, there is no effect. The total expenditure of our sample company is 6.5 million in actual 2014, and it's going to be 6.5 million in the plan 2015. And since we've made a copy of the plans, there is no variance, no volume variance, no price variance, no exchange variance, no feedstock variance, no conversion variance. And the sum of the latter 3 is the price variance. To make it a bit more realistic, our starting point is that the business is going to grow by 3.5%, and we're going to apply the volume growth across all materials and across all periods. So what we do is we go into prices and volumes, we look at the volume plan and the new period, the planning period, the up to 2015, we are going to increase the volume by 3.5%. So it's a bit of a cumbersome exercise to go into each cell and multiply it by 1.035. So what we do is we do a mass change. So we're going to mark all the columns, the lines which are subject to the volume change. We've decided is going to be all. So everyone is marked, and then we do a mass change and say we take as a basis our plan, and we're just going to add 3.5%, and we call that organic growth. And we do OK. And now you see all figures have changed. To be frank, I'm not very happy with those digits behind the comma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that again. We take our old plan, the actual 2014, we do 3.5%, but this time we want to have it rounded. And off they go. I'm coming back to this mass change tool because it's a very effective tool. But now we have increased the volume for the planning period, and let's have a look what it does to our variance analysis. We run the report, we make an update, and what you can see is the volume has increased. The volume has increased, the total expenditure has increased by 219,000 euros, and all the change, the increase of expenditure, is attributable to a volume effect. Next point is we do some business planning now with the prices. The simplest way to change prices is to directly change it in the price plan. So we go to the price plan for 2015, and we would like to change the chemicals, which is the tegobetain. Tegobetain is a surfactant which is used for bath additives, shower gels, and you name it. And our assumption is that from Q2 the price will increase for the rest of the year. So that is a very traditional way how to do business planning. Prices are just provided directly to some kind of a system. It can be directly SAP when you enter plant prices, or it can be Excel, what you do, and uploaded it to SAP. We have a little matrix here, and you can enter it directly. This is a very simple way to do it, and if you only want to do this, probably you don't need K-Vallo, but K-Vallo provides this feature too. So we've increased the price of tegobetain, and let's have a look what it does to our variance analysis, to our business plan. So we make an update, and what we can see here is that where there is a change, where tegobetain is used, the price increases, and we have a price effect. So we've increased the price for 2015 update 2 from quarter 2 onwards, and the total impact is 12,000 euros. What is interesting to see here is is that the 12,000 euros is not an exchange rate difference, it's not a feedstock variance, but it's a conversion variance. So that is mainly under the influence of the buyer. We will come back to X-rate and feedstock variances right now when we look at sugar. Sugar is the next item. Sugar is very specific because sugar is a globally traded commodity. What we say now is we have feedstocks plans, and I'm going to show you one of them, and that is, and I'm going to show you the one for the planning period, and it is a copy of it's a copy of the 2014 actual. So we are looking at various global commodities, and one of them is sugar. And sugar is traded here in the plan in 2014. It was traded at a price of 25 US cents per pound. That is a price which is available on the commodity markets. Our belief is that this price will increase, and it will increase to 28 cents per pound, US cents per pound, and we even think in the fourth quarter it's going to increase to 30. So we're going to update this now, and that's okay. What we see now is that the feedstock price has increased. It has increased. But the price for sugar, the product which we buy, still remains the same. So we look at the price here of the ingredients of sugar, and it is exactly the same price as 2014. But the commodity market has increased, and since it is a 1-to-1 translation, there is no conversion. The supplier buys sugar and it's just a logistics action. We want that those prices here automatically adjust to the commodity in 2015. So what we do here is we mark it and we say we take the 2014 prices as we started, we select all, and we recalculate using the feedstock plan of the target. So that means when the feedstock plan increases, the conversion, which is 0, is put on top, and that means the products who relate to this feedstock are automatically recalculated. And you see the prices have increased, and you see in the fourth quarter we have increased the price even more, so the sugar price has increased even more. So that's the price for 100 kilogram of sugar. Remember, the commodity price was in pounds, US dollars per pound. So coming back to our report, we have increased the sugar price. We have increased the global market for sugar, and we have adjusted the price, which is sugar, which happens to be the same name, and we see it is a feedstock effect. It means it's not under the responsibility of the buyer. It is a global market, and all the price changes which are due to global markets we catch in a separate column. So we have an increased expenditure of 3,700 euro just because of global feedstock have changed. We stay with the sugar. And we are buying it in US dollars. So what we do now is we have a look at the currencies. So we go back to prices and volumes, look at the exchange rate plan, and those are the exchange rates for the euro to zlotys and US dollar. And what we believe now for 2015 is that the US dollar will become a bit stronger. So we're planning now at 0.88 for the year. And we make an update. If we run now our report again, you will see that we have a currency effect, because the sugar was bought in US dollars, and you can see here the US dollar has become stronger, and we have a currency effect. Next point. We're looking now at bottles, and bottles we would like to change the feedstock. Bottles have polymers, and we're looking at the feedstock plan for 2015, and we see here HDPE, which is at €1 per kilogram. What we do now is we put a new assumption into the system, and it's going to be because of increase of oil price, it's going to be 1,250 for the following year. So that's an increase for the bottles. And if we run our report, we will see that again. And we will take this for the negotiation with the supplier. So we can see here the bottles increase by 6.6%. The prices have been stick the same, but they will not. And that means we have 33,006% increase due to the increase of HDPE, because every bottle has a certain grammage, and the grammage is stored in the system in K-Vallo. Let me show you this. If we look at the materials, and if we look at the material class, which is a bottle, you can see that the bottles, each bottle has a different grammage. Here it's 35 grams, 41, 42, 24, and it has the feedstock HDPE. So the system knows how many bottles are bought because of the volume plan, and it is allocating the HDPE price as part of the price. Now the increase of the HDPE leads to an average increase of 6.6% for the bottles. The question is now on the negotiation. You know that the HDPE price translates to an average 6.6%, and now we are looking at the negotiation, and we're looking at our bottle prices. This is the price plan for 2015. It's the same prices as 2014, and we're looking at the bottle prices, and here are bottle prices. Those are the 2014 prices. We know those prices will increase because the feedstock increases, and they will increase by 6%. So the first thing is, what we do is we have a feedstock clause with the supplier, so it will automatically increase the prices of the bottles. So what we do is, first of all, we apply the feedstock clause. It means we take the 2014 prices, we use the feedstock clause, and those are the new bottle prices. Those are the new bottle prices because the bottles have a feedstock clause, and the feedstock clause is automatically applied. Now, what you're able to do now is to negotiate a bit with the supplier. Your plan is that you can take out straight €2.50 from every bottle. So what you do now is, after you've applied the feedstock clause and it automatically has increased, what you do now is you reduce by 2.5 euros every bottle. And now you can see what's happened now. That's your new price. So with K-Vallo you can automatically recalculate all your materials which have a feedstock clause, and on top of that you can take changes if you which are in absolute terms or in relative terms. Showing you the relative terms, that's okay. We have another area which is corrugated, and let's have a look at the corrugates. And here on the corrugators, you think the buyer thinks that he can change 3% lower prices flat for all corrugates. So you take this, subtract 3%, take 2 digits, and have a comment there, minus 3% due to negotiation. And here you see all the prices have changed. If we look now at our little report, our business group report, we can see the corrugated outers have a 3% lower price. It's pure negotiation, has nothing to do with feedstock or exchange rates. We have done the bottles. We have an increase due to feedstock of 6.6%, but we were able, by negotiating 2.5 euros per bottle, to reduce the conversion price by 3.6%. So in total, the price effect is 3% and only 14%. So this is an interesting story where the price has increased by 3%, but the reason is that the feedstock price for HDP has increased even more, and some of the high increase through feedstocks could be compensated by negotiations and reducing the conversion part of the bottle by 2.5 euros per bottle. So the variance analysis helps to understand how the change of 32,662 euro increase in expenditures for bottles for the bath skin category is explained. Half of it is almost a bit more than half of it it's because of the volume effect, and the remaining of the price effect is split by feedstock and conversion. So a strong increase still can be a proof with the variance analysis that supply management has done a good job. So we have shown now that with K-Vallo you can make business planning by providing individual prices, as we've done for tegobetain. We can change feedstock prices and then apply the price to the material, as we've done for bottles. We can use global commodity markets, as we've done for sugar, and we can have flat assumptions, as we've done for corrugate. Since every material is linked to a category, it can be several categories. As for sugar, sugar is in several categories. As you can see, the sugar is here and the sugar is here, and there's an allocation key. Every business category has its own interpretation. So the ready meals category has an increase of expenditure by 10,000 euros, which is about 3%, and mainly it is a volume effect, some X-rate effect, some feedstock effect, and some conversion effects. The last, what I want to show you now is making business planning using a price formula. You remember we have K-Vallo, we have the price formulas, and the first thing what we do is we copy a price formula. We copy a price formula to a planning period. So we go into the plan, and we are going to copy. We're going to copy the price formula we had in the last quarter. We're going to copy this. I'm sorry, we use the copy function in a different context. So we go to plan administration, copy between plans. So we copy the 2014 the Q4 price formula, and we're going to copy it to 2015 to the first quarter, and we're going to restrict it. We're going to restrict it to a specific supplier, because with him we're going to do it. So we're looking at Superflex, our SO2 supplier, and we're only going to copy the price formula. So what we have now is a price formula for 2015, and what we think now is those are the price formulas for the suppliers. We have copied Superflex to those three, and we only, for an example, are going to change the price formula for Superflex Dijon in for the first quarter. So this is the price formula, and what we are able to negotiate is that the general machine setup is going to be increased by some amounts. So instead of 120, it's 100, and here we have 95. So we have been able to negotiate with this supplier for this factory a new price in the price formula. That is our assumption that we will achieve this, or we have already agreed this. So what we do now is we do an update. What we do now is we recalculate all the prices which are subject to this price formula. So what we do is we go to the price generator, and we generate a plan. So we restrict by class, which was labeled. It was the supplier Flex, and it was the factory Dijon. And it is in the plan quarter one, and it's the currency euro. So now this is generated. And we have a look at the SO2 plan, setup, change overall on plan. We restrict that to the supplier and you can see here the lowered prices versus the other ones which have been a copy of 2014. So this is the prices we have calculated. This is the prices we have calculated with the new price formula. So what we do in the next step is we bring those prices into the price plan. So we transfer the prices and we bring it to the price plan. So now we're going to go to the price plan. That's done. And in the price plan for in the price plan for this is the price plan, we have those new prices calculated with the new price formula, which we have assumed. What we do now is we're going to copy the first quarter to the remaining quarters. So select all, mass change. We copy from Q1 to QR. And what we say is new setup prices. So those are the new prices, and they are now in update in this price plan. And if we look now into our variance analysis, we can see on the label prices we have a slight effect, because there are only few labels, but here we have a massive effect, and here we have a massive effect. You can see that those are the labels. I guess they are not by the supplier. Here we go. Here we have the labels of that supplier to that factory, and we see the impact of the reduction of setup prices for all three printing technologies, and it leads to savings of somewhere in the area of minus 2.45% to 6.94%, depending how big the portion of setup costs is with the label. So those labels which have small print runs will take a higher advantage than those with high print runs. So this completes the techniques of doing business planning. The idea of K-Vallo is that assumptions buyer take for making business planning can be immediately translated to the prices and to the prices of the future period. We take assumptions where we have new prices for individual materials, we have assumptions for exchange rates, we have assumptions for global feedstock markets and commodity markets, and we have assumptions on how negotiations will go on individual price formulas and elements of the price formula. All those techniques can be used in K-Vallo for the business planning, and the result is always a price plan. And the price plan will be then transferred to SAP or any further system which will make bomb explosions and further calculations. But basically, for the procurement function, K-Vallo has a reporting system which you see here, and the full expenditure is shown and the full expenditure is explained. It means we know the difference in expenditures in total, which is the difference of the two expenditures, and we can split the difference of the expenditure through volume effects and price effects, and split open the price effects to X-rate effects, feedstock effects, and conversion effects. In our little example, the increase in expenditure was 126,000 euros, of which 216,000 was a volume effect, and minus 89% is a price effect. Of the 89,000 price effect is an exchange rate effect of 388, a feedstock effect of 36,000, and a conversion effect of minus 25,000 euros. And if at all, it's only the conversion which the buyer can influence. So it's this column where the buyer should be measured at. And in our little example, the buyers are doing a good job and are able to decrease the prices by almost 2%. Thank you very much for listening.